Welcome to another video. Today I want to discuss and take a quick look at what is the most important skill when it comes to coaching, hypnosis, or any kind of change work, leadership, and even in partnerships really. And it's a really simple answer, but it's so easily overlooked. We tend to pay attention to techniques, to tips, to tricks, to protocols, to ways of improving something. And while there's value in all of those things, sometimes our head just gets cluttered with a lot of ideas. And instead of actually being present with the person, we are busy trying to remember, right, what was that? All right, I got a mirror and match the person. Oh no, I'm out of sync. Oh, whatever. Am I now in rapport now with the person? And it's just a lot on our mind. Now, even when you practice it and it becomes kind of a second nature thing, still we are almost artificially trying to do something that is actually a natural tendency for us human beings. And when it comes to coaching, change work, leading people, human connection and relationship is the thing really, that does lots of the heavy lifting. So, what is the one thing? What is the magic? What's the magic formula that's going to help you improve your coaching or hypnosis skills, or in your relationship life, or you as a leader? The one skill that helps you to tremendously improve that is listening. Let me say that, it's listening. Because we are often, when someone says something, busy making our own thoughts about what the person said off into another direction, instead of actually focusing on what the person is trying to say and honoring that. So in order to actually be able to listen, there's something that naturally comes up, and that's silence and stillness. Because when you are still and silent, you can actually hear. When you're busy in your mind thinking about yesterday, thinking about tomorrow, thinking about what the person said, thinking about what's the next thing that you should say so you're smart or that you can contribute and all of that thing, you're not really present, and you're going to miss what the person actually wanted to say. This is really crucial. And just to give you an example, I worked with a guy, and on one day he came to me and said, I think I'm a really bad listener. I said, well, I'm glad you noticed, because I think that's what could really make a difference in our work as well, is when he learned to listen in a different way. So we discussed the topic about listening and what it means and how you can really be present. And it was wonderful, because you could see as he was dropping into that space, insight after realization just started to come up, and it really impacted him. While before he was busy, rehearsing whatever else he had in his mind, suddenly he got really impacted. And so I saw him about a week later, and he said, wow, it's amazing. My skill as a leader has gone up, way up. The efficiency of my meetings have gone up whenever I listen. The people feel so much more welcomed and feel so much more warmth when I'm actually listening, feel more accepted. So listening is so goddamn crucial. Really, really, really crucial when it comes to change work. Especially when it comes to change work, because if you have some kind of models and ideas of how human beings work, and you're busy categorizing the person into one of those categories, you're actually not really seeing the human being in front of you. You're seeing the illness or the problem or the whatever else there is of systems and concepts that you put someone into. Now, we do have a natural tendency to do that when you see someone who is overweight, or when you see someone who's smoking, or when you see someone who's in a suit or whatever. We tend to have our preconceived notions of what this person is like, or what their life could be like, and all of that. And that's okay. It's not like this is something that we have to get rid of or fight against, whatever. But it's something that's useful to be aware of. So listening, what does it actually mean? When it comes to listening, there's a way of listening that feels to me that's much, much more than just listening to the words and the concept and the ideas that the person is saying. And that is listening to the song of this human being, listening what they're actually saying, listening to their whole being, not just the little words and things that they say. You know, when you look at NLP or hypnosis, you can say, oh, you look at their body language and all of that. And sure, that's true as well, but it's much more a listening with a feeling. You're feeling the person. You're feeling the person. You're feeling where they're coming from. You're feeling them as an entire being, rather than just an annoying bug that's whispering something into your ear. And you'll be surprised on how much more you can feel and get where the person is coming from. And especially when it comes to change work, knowing where the person is coming from, and also from leadership, knowing where the person is coming from is so important, because you're trying to help them out, you're trying to lead them, you're trying to facilitate something with them. And if you don't know where they are, it's very hard to actually know what the next step is. So when it comes to listening, there are two things that are really important. That's calibration. And calibration comes to you calibrating yourself, seeing where you're coming from. Where are you in your head? What's the headspace that you're in? And the other calibration is, where is the other person at? What's going on for them, right? And we often forget to calibrate to ourselves. So when a conversation is going the wrong way, it usually is because we have miscalibrated ourselves. If you don't know what calibration means, it basically is kind of fine-tuning and like if you play music and you hear a certain tone, right, and you're trying to find where the tone is on with your voice or with your instrument, that's kind of calibrating as well. So when you calibrate to someone, there's so much more than just the ideas. It's the energy that person brings in the conversation. So if someone is absolutely furious and angry, or very fast-paced with their mind, you're going to be talking to them different than when someone is very relaxed and in a very peaceful state. You're going to be different. So that's something to be very much aware of. And I think that's it for now about listening. And in my view, the most important skill, or the most important thing that we can improve on when it comes to change work, leadership, relationships, and all of that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can like it, you can share it, you can subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.